Hello, and welcome back to the Coop de Villa channel. I'm Scott Cooper, and I'm here with Tommy Lazaridis and Noah Fisher, and we're here to discuss Aston Villa versus Burnley from the weekend, and we'll also be looking back to Feyenoord versus Aston Villa from the Europa League back on Thursday night. So it's been a huge week going into the international break. We're up into 13th. Things are looking good, 4 wins in a row, and we'll be discussing that and much more after this. And yes, welcome back to Coop de Villa Live for another week. And we've got a full house in tonight. Tommy's back from his trip to the UK. We'll be getting into that in a little bit. Noah's here, of course. And what a turnaround it's been, boys. I'll go to you first, Tommy, because we haven't had you on for a few episodes. You've been in the UK. You went to the Bologna game, of course. So tell us a little bit about how was the trip? How was the game? And how are you feeling about the team?
First and foremost, Owen is fucking tall. And what's even funny is he drives a bloody hat. But no, first and foremost, shout out to Owen. Like, what a guy. So one of my colleagues was in crutches and he wanted to go to a game. I said, look, I'm going to Birmingham. He was like, I'm down to tag along if you don't mind. So shout out to Owen for looking after my colleague, Venkat. Never been to a Premier League game. And he goes, look, Aston Villa and he's, basically he goes, are all stadiums this big? I said, not really. Ours is probably mid-table, some pack nearly 100,000. I go, so the atmosphere is crazy here. You're witnessing some wild fans. And funny enough, I wouldn't say that we brought Villa luck, but we hadn't scored in like 10. And since I went to the Bologna game, I'm not saying that I was their lucky charm, but we won 4 in a row, right? So
I know. We said it on the pod. We said that you're the good luck charm. You've turned it around, Tommy. What was it like at the Bologna game?
Mate, just Villa Park is like home. We went to this main pub. I'm sure you'd know, Noah. Like, it's the main one that you go to apparently before the Villa game.
The Witten Arms? Do you know the Witten Arms?
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty, that's what Owen said was taken there.
Close to steak and fries, where it's just fries in this little brown box, and they put just chopped up, chuck steak on top of it, and they put gravy. I said, man, I was at home. I got 2 of them. And then obviously we're walking up, and I got some. I will say one thing: the new Villa stuff, the fits actually aren't that good. So this was pretty good. I've got a bunch of other stuff, and it's still with my colleague Venkat. So I got the green and white shirt, the green and black shirt, the throwback one. I bought this season's not the main kit. It's like the replica of the main kit because that actually fits better. The main kit I found was actually a bit too tight. So one thing I would say is the sizing on all the new merch. I wasn't a big fan. I thought I was actually going to stock up at the Villa Park store, and I think I only walked out with a scarf and maybe 3 retro tops. I was willing to, shop till I drop, but just the fits weren't that good. I'm like between a medium and a large. So medium cuts at the waist, a large is like well below my ass. So the fits weren't. Yeah, I wasn't. Great to be in there, but anyway, we digress. So went there again. Owen, just an absolute lad, knows bloody everyone. High fives, meeting a whole bunch of folks. Got us really good seats, all behind the goal. Obviously witnessed McGinn's goal from behind. So I had like a bird's eye view of it. So it was what an atmosphere. Obviously chanting all the main chants. My colleague Venkat will show goes like, I didn't know that, all these chants. He's like, I didn't know you're such a wild Villa fan, Tom. I said, mate, I think wild is an understatement. I said, been following this for 15, 16 years now. Most of them bloody heartbreaking, and I think it's good to see that we've turned the tide. Surreal experience. So I'd been to 4 games while I was in the UK. So I'd been to United, Chelsea was my first one. At Old Trafford, I got tickets. I was in the Stretford end. I got a bit of shit because there was this photo circulating of me wearing the United scarf. I learned very quick, don't do anything with other team scarves. Then I obviously went to Man City the day after at Emirates. So obviously the 1-1 equaliser, Martinelli at 93. Villa Park, Villa Bologna on the Thursday, and then a couple of days later, I went to Chelsea Brighton. We obviously Chelsea up 1-0 at halftime. Brighton back 3-1 second half. So I was probably at about 1,500 Aussie in terms of all the tickets, but worth every penny. I actually feel like I spent more at those little bloody stands across the road. I wanted to get each game I went to. I got the Villa Bologna one, the hybrid scarf. I bought these bloody pins. They were £5 each. I bought 9 of them, Scott. So I was out about 100 Aussie on 9 fucking pins. I just couldn't stop. These are all so cool and they're all so bespoke. Like no two are the same. So I got some pretty, but surreal experience. I didn't want to leave. I was like, I've got to beat the traffic. I'm like, do we, mate? Like we don't have to. And then we walked about a good 20 minutes to his car. So he parked in his spot, apparently, Noah, that you know quite well. So yeah, parked in his usual spot, but surreal experience, crazy fans. Credit to the Bologna fans, man. Those guys were chanting the whole game and just great to obviously get the win. I told my colleague, I said, mate, look, we've been struggling lately. We had an amazing last year and, not making Champions League seems to have cost us with financial fair play. And yeah, it was just surreal to be there. Like I said, those who know me, like I was very emotional actually being there. It was crazy. Just had to pinch yourself when you were there. I think mid-game I'll just shake my head. I was like you're watching them as if it's your local team. Like this is the team I've been watching all my life and now I get to actually watch them live. I remember the promotion game, right? To seeing McGinn and Mings live. They're probably two of the last ones from that promotion team standing. So, it's just great to see them hanging around, both getting European exposure, which they totally both deserve. And, McGinn, El Capitano just stepping up this year when we need him most and really bringing that energy we need in these games that I think we were struggling to win. Again, I don't check the podcast, but it was an amazing trip. I came back. I got a little bit sick. I'm still congested. I've been here for about a week and I've been under the weather. I've never been this bad in my life, funny enough. I think I caught something on the plane.
Well, everyone who watched last week's episode knows that I'm sick and I'm feeling much better. Thank you very much. I had a coughing fit halfway through and it didn't really stop. So that was kind of embarrassing. But look, let's get on to the Burnley game because what a game that was, Noah. I think it was probably our most comfortable sort of 90-minute performance of the season. Maybe, coming off the final win, which, was, I think, a huge result and probably our best result of the season. Yeah. But we had moments in that game where we were sort of under the pump a little bit. Whereas in this 100%. Game, I mean, I know we let that silly goal in towards the end, right? And it got a little bit kind of nervous. But until that moment, we were in total control. And, there's a lot of stories in this game, I think. And, the big one that's going to get on the front and the back page is Donyell Malen. Well, I was going to get to him because I actually think he was the difference maker. But but Donyell Malen, great to see him, get a game and get 2 goals, both fantastic finishes, especially the second one, which was, just an absolute clinical finish outside of the right foot. Yeah, beautiful goal.
Do you reckon Udo's been listening to the pod? Maybe that's why he got rid of Monchi and he's been starting Malen. Just saying.
Look, maybe, but he did something pretty weird in this game. But before we get onto that, let's have Noah. Tell me about Malen. Tell me how happy you are because I know you're a big fan.
Yeah, I mean, it's just good, isn't it? I mean, I think the first finish gets underappreciated just because how good the second one was because he had pressure on him the whole way, just to be able to hold him off just nicely and slot it into the corner. I mean, he's someone that we signed for a lot of money and didn't quite work out last season, left out the Champions League squad, was unreal in pre-season, and then it's just he was banished, kind of like what it kind of seemed like. And for the second goal, I was so happy for Rodgers. I'm not sure if everyone saw how much the assist meant for him as well. Like he was absolutely nuts. Like it's not like we're back because we're still not playing 100% how we used to, but you can see confidence is definitely growing. Martinez was quick to post. He played with his calf injury on social media with his torn calf. I'm not sure if anyone saw that at all.
I don't know if you should be pointing that out. No,
it was weird. I thought it was a weird post. But it's like, how did the Medicos pick him off to play?
He's been weird all season. Like I think that's something we need to talk about. Maybe it's time for Bizot to come in. And I know it's hard to say, Emmy have a sit on the bench for a while, but I think he could have done better with that goal.
Red-
And
red-
Well, he was getting too distracted. Emmy got so distracted by the defender in front of him that the
He
ball's
did.
already coming in. He was pushing the defender. It's like, what are you doing?
Ponce had a go at him, didn't he? He's like, shut the fuck up or something. And he was like, just going at him, saying, like, don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, it was like he just gets really phased.
And he could have come for that ball, and he could have come and punched it. Or,
it was a weird one to
it.
concede. Very weird one to concede. But I mean, Burnley didn't offer too much. I'm not going to lie. I didn't felt too threatened by them. And this is a relegation battle, by the way, Scott, because you know I was talking a few weeks ago to Pressby where we're in a relegation fight. But
not anymore.
Not anymore. We're staying up. It's all good. But
we're only 3 points off Europe, of Champions League.
It's crazy how a couple of weeks can change
insane.
this podcast, Scott. Like in our group chat, we're all depressed. You know, a couple of weeks ago, fuck, you sort of pot out and whatnot. And then it's like, you know, everyone's keen to me. Tommy's back. Like Tommy actually messaged straight away, like, when are we doing a pod? Like that never happens. It never happens to people that don't know Tommy. But
sorry, we're 4 points off Manchester City in 5th in the.
Yeah,
so I mean, like it's crazy. Like it is crazy, and you know we're starting to get players back. We had Barkley, you know, came in from
reappeared from out of nowhere.
I know. I forgot he still played for us. It was like,
how good did that bench look? How good did the bench look? Just strong bench. It's just we're back. We are so back. Like it's great to see. Confidence is growing, and I think the international break probably does come at a good time. I mean, Martinez played an injury, even though he's gone to Argentina. But it's just like I think it's having a good time. We've ended the month well. We're scoring goals. We're looking good, and let's reassess and bring on Tottenham in a couple of weeks.
I think it's good momentum going into the run of games we have upcoming, right? Because now the fun run starts, or the hard run, right? So get some points here, and we're really in the mix all of a sudden.
Yeah,
And this is the next thing I wanted to talk about. We touched on it earlier. Coxie bringing it up here. Bogard. Not only did he have a great game, and he gave us something we've been lacking in that early part of the season. Bit of legs, bit of physicality, someone who could win the ball back in the midfield. But he was playing, I'm guessing you guys saw this, like he was playing in the middle of the park, right? But when we had the ball, he was dropping into a back three. And Cash and Digne would push on.
Yes.
So, and that's something new I haven't really seen from Unai. Like it's kind of like 3 at the back in possession, 4 at the back out of possession. And, to play that and to have the sort of football intelligence to know when's the right time to go into midfield and when's the right time to drop into the back 3 and that sort of thing shows a real level of maturity from Bogart and from Kamara and McGinn, because they all have to, change positions, and it looked fluid, and it looked like that we never looked like, oh shit, we're all out of position here,
Yeah, no, it looked good, and that's something I guess why Emery wanted to keep Bogart. I saw Fabrizio Romano say we rejected 5 loan moves and 1 permanent deal for him this offseason. Like I know we just re-signed on a good contract and stuff, but I mean he is just proving he's going to be a crucial part of our full season this year. And we're going to have a lot of games to play, and if he can kind of play this role and dictate the game, like he's so calm. He's just a young Kamara, isn't he? Like, that's kind of what I get from the bunch. A bit taller, a bit well built.
Some people saying is it too early to start chanting he's one of our own, because he's actually spent more than half his career at Villa. So do we kind of
we got him from the final academy, didn't we? Like, it's really
that's
bizarre.
what I'm saying. So he's technically, does he earn the name, right? Because he came through the youth system technically.
Well, I guess so. Yeah, why not? And his dad was. Do you remember his dad, Winston Bogard, who used to play for Chelsea? He was famous for signing for Chelsea and never playing. So he played probably like 13 times in 8 years, and he was just collecting the checks. He was like one of these guys. He was one of the first footballers that just went, I'm good on the bench. Like,
like a Scott Carson, right? Just for that loophole with Man City.
Yeah, but Carson did it kind of when he was older. This was more like in his prime. He just didn't play. He just and he was happy. He didn't want to move and get football somewhere else. It was a really interesting, weird story with him. But he was a good player when he was young.
One thing I will say about Bogard, the younger one, obviously one we've got, is last year he was being played out of position, playing right back, which he can play right back, and then you see what he can actually do when he's playing in his natural position, which is centre
Yep.
midfield or
Yep.
defensive midfield.
Yep.
He's a good defender. He's a good reader of the play. He's calm. He's composed, and he is going to be massive for us in years to come.
Look, I think like occasionally he does sort of give the ball away here and there, but
It's
like
natural.
I understand he's young, right? But one thing he does do that I agree with you is very calm at is he knows when to just jink past a couple of players.
Yeah.
He did it about 3 or 4 times in this game where, they're all, they're trying to close him down and they're all trying to cover the passing lanes. And he just went, okay, if you're not going to come to me, I'll just go through this gap. And all of a sudden that just opens up, everything. I mean, that's why last year we were so good because we had Morgan Rogers doing that in form, right?
Yeah.
Beating players in that central midfield. And then that opens up for the likes of Ollie and, Malen or whoever, all the runners, because we get in a situation where we're 3-on-3 or 4-on-3 and, we can really hurt teams. And that's exactly what happened in this match. And, I think there was so many positive performances. I think Pau Torres was great. I think, Concert Cash, Digne, all very solid. Ollie kind of battled up there. He still didn't have a shot.
He did. That one where he turned around, but it went over.
Yeah,
and,
shot on target. I mean,
Sorry,
he
Scott,
did
you're
have some shot. But he's still kind of finding his form a bit. But he's battling. And Morgan Rogers, I guess, is the one, Tommy, who has had a really tough start of the season, but he's starting to sort of do some really good things, with some bad things in there still. But he's
that's the problem.
He's improving.
I think sometimes you just really got to go back to basics and, just, celebrate the bare minimum and work your way up instead of trying to do it all and it's not working and then you start working downwards. Do a few things right and then build on that next game. And I think, he'll do well. I don't know, I wasn't on the last pod and, I'm sure he's probably been talked about, but I'm just so happy for Emi right now, Buendia, that he's just, he looks like a new player. He said, I'm going to fight for my spot and probably deserves to start some of these games. He gives us some of that creative flair. I'd love to see him, Marlon, and Ollie. I'm not saying him, maybe Rogers dropped. I don't know. I know we want to give everyone a chance. I know Morgan, Rogers want to give him a good chance, but, we've got to go with our best players. And I think Buendia deserves a starting spot. Bogart's now knocking on the door. I think I saw Coxie called it out. Yeah, right. I think Onana will struggle to get back in over Bogart. I know Onana's a beast that can win some headers, but Bogart just seems a much more complete player, which is what we need. And I think he's the perfect match for Kamara. They're almost like for like, and they work so well together.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And I think that, Bogart maybe gives us a little something different, a little bit more kind of legs, a little bit more closing down, whereas Onana and Kamara are kind of more, they sort of play at their own pace a bit. They're not, I wouldn't call them speedsters in there, whereas Bogart's got a bit of pace about him, it really kind of gives us a bit of energy in there. I like it. Buendia was dropped, I guess, for this game or rested. He had a great game in the final game, and we could get on to talk a bit about that if you like.
Let's do it.
Because what a great occasion, I guess. First of all, I thought Max's Villa on Tour video was unbelievable, probably the best I've ever seen him do.
100%.
I think he said the same himself, but it just looks like an amazing ground, an amazing city. And, for Villa fans, especially the ones that were there in 1982, to see us lift the European Cup, that would have been a super special occasion. And, just to go there and to kind of weather the storm in the first half a bit and then grow into the game and get a deserved 2-0 win in the end, huge result in our season, not just in the Europa League, but, I think this has really propelled us into the Burnley win. And now, going into these 3 huge games in the Premier League we've got after the international break: Spurs away, Manchester City at home, Liverpool away. It's huge.
I'm not being arrogant, but they are winnable games. I feel like I saw something saying, now that the Klopp aura has worn off, I think Slot's struggling to figure out his own things. Okay, you can have a great team of players, but Seems like they're not gelling and things just aren't going. You think with Ekitike and Isak, they'd be putting 5-6 past every team, keeping clean sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and I think it's going to be interesting to see the team when they get back. And I think someone like Buendia, who's not going on this international duty, I think he will start in that Spurs match. Yuri Tillemans is like, I think he's 100% in when he comes back. But there's real kind of like competition for places once he is fit.
Big time.
There's no guaranteed starts, that's for sure. I know Yuri's a gun, and I'm like, well, where does he slot in and for who? Buendia has been a star. Bogart and Kamara almost have to start now, so that's almost isolating Onana. I think he'd only come in if one of them has a terrible run of games or touch wood an injury.
And I think like a real sign of like who is our most influential player is the player who's playing well when we're not playing well, and that was John McGinn. And turned around our season, basically single-handedly, when, a lot of people around him with maybe bigger reputations and, more kind of Instagram followers or whatever, like didn't turn up, and he did.
Yeah.
So, he's just perfect captain and one of our best players in the Premier League era.
Kind of see why Gerrard gave him the armband now, to be honest. So sorry, Mings, but I would say Gerrard predicted it before anyone else, but
yeah, no, it's a good point. I mean, Gerrard got a lot wrong, but he probably
steps up.
He probably got that right, and he probably also got buying Boubacar Kamara right, because that's another one, Noah, who I thought, especially in the final game in the second half, but in this game as well, looks close to his best. I think he's not quite there, but we're seeing signs of the real Boubacar Kamara back, and what a difference he makes.
He is such a good player. Like I could sit and have an hour podcast talking about how good he is. I mean, I know we're talking about the final game, but that pass for the first goal.
Oh, you took it out of my mouth.
If that is from Kevin De Bruyne, if that's from someone, it is spoken about at a higher value than what this pass will be, and it's pinpoint. And he's starting to add that to his game, Scott. He's starting to add that to his game.
That's not a pass he should be making, and for him to it was just a perfect pass. And again, Malen, like that guy, for me, I haven't seen anyone faster than him since Bonlahor, to be honest. Like Malen is actually lightning quick. He's rapid.
So quick. Yeah, he's rapid.
And I love it that he just goes with it, right? And I think he links up well with Ollie. I don't want to steal the Kamara flame, but he'd done that little pass, and then Rogers had the shot and it went over. But just little flicks, and this guy's electric.
Yeah, and he's finally getting his reward.
That's it. And I agree with what Duncan said here, and I think we all predicted that Malen was going to have a massive season. I think a lot of us had him in our most improved, or when we did our pre-season pod. But he did get a few games where he was just like not there, and like I was really kind of like, what's going on here? Because he was firing in pre-season. I think he scored a few goals for Holland as well.
Yeah, he did. And
I was thinking, okay, well, here we go. This is the time. But maybe this is it. Maybe this is the time for Donyell.
I hope so, because he really is. It's a big opportunity.
I'm all for timing and divine intervention as well. And do you reckon it had something to do with the firing of Monchi? Because I feel like things have really started to go to plan.
I don't think so. I think it's just coincidence, to be honest with you. I mean,
you think Monchi and Malen had an issue or something? Is that
maybe? I reckon maybe Malen was like, you fucking signed me, right? And like, there's got to be a reason for it. And do you remember, it was one of those, it's funny, we'll link with him the whole transfer window, then we finally signed him. Normally we link with someone and then, it's like a guess on. We just pull a rabbit out of the bag.
Yeah.
So
we signed him. We signed him at the same time as Rashford and Asensio.
I don't know.
And he was the one that sort of got forgotten in that transfer window because the other two did what they did and kind of turned our season around.
And Malen also got left out of our Champions League squad. Like Malen was
Champions League squad. I reckon a bunch of false promise. I wonder if he just seemed really relieved on the weekend. I don't know. Just like I said,
he was so happy, and that's fair enough. And there's, players are going to be frustrated they're not playing football, right? Like you look at Ian Matson, who we signed for big money. I know we're paying it off over 7 years and whatnot, but we put a massive price figure on. But then someone like Luca Dean has upped his game, and rightfully so, keeping his spot. I know I'm the biggest advocate for Ian Matson ever. Like, he probably should start paying me some commission, but it's just like these are quality footballers that can't get in our team. Like Harvey Elliott is on our bench at the moment, and we thought he was going to be our saving grace, and he'll come good. Like, he'll absolutely come good for us, but. When Diaz now ups his game, like the players are now performing. I'm not sure if it's because we have these elite level of players pushing him, but yeah, it's a good problem to have if you're Unai Emery.
Well, it's a perfect segue now, because what I was going to say is, we're going into this hard run of fixtures, and it's not that we're unpredictable. We're pulling wins. We've got momentum, and I know it's Burnley, but Burnley scored against City. They took the initial lead recently, right? So like anything's possible this year. It's a real weird season. Bournemouth and Palace are like both top 6. Is Ollie Watkins not getting the service when he makes the runs? Ken, I know, he's directed a question to me, and it's almost a bit. I'll finish what I was saying. We're hitting a patch of form, and Ollie and Rodgers have been non-existent, and I think it's quite scary once one, if not both of them, start to fire now against the bigger teams, because Liverpool signed Isak, and you think on that type of money, Florian Wirtz, they're like, it takes time to adjust. Not at 150 million, right? You're meant to come in, dominate, get you 2-3 assists a game, and Liverpool are walking it. So, yeah, Duncan called it, right? So they're still off it, and it's scary how well we can look. I did see Ollie make a run, Ken, I think, in the game, and he wasn't given the ball. So I'd say Ollie's still doing what he needs to do, and I think maybe the place that Ollie's off it, right? So maybe I'm going to take a shot. But, I think Ollie just needs that goal for his confidence. He did score recently, right? So can't say that he's not scoring. I do wonder if he's a modern-day version of Harry Kane, where he starts really dry and then just finishes strong. That's what happened last year, right? It's like the September, October collie wobbles, and then all of a sudden he starts firing Christmas onwards. Yeah,
and I think going into these 3, games against, the big clubs, right? I think that might suit Ollie Watkins and Morgan Rodgers a bit better. Right. They might have a bit more room on the counter-attack. They're going to play on the front foot. They're going to throw men forward, and we might be able to play more of a counter-attacking sort of style. And I think Rodgers, especially when he gets, we saw him against Manchester City last year, set up or score in the end, one of the best goals of the season for us, where he picked up the ball near his own penalty area, traveled 50, 60 yards with it, did a little 1-2 with McGinn, I think, and then put it in. So, hopefully we can kind of take this forward, and these
guys. Great comment from Joel, by the way, because I don't think we win 2-1.
Ollie doesn't have that in his bag, and I think someone called it a while ago. He works hard, and I think since the Euros, like, he hasn't really taken his game to the next level.
Not yet. Yeah, it's we don't win that game though without Malen, in my opinion, because like their only finishes are like players like that with that bit of tiny bit more extra pace. I'm saying Watkins still pretty quick, but Malen was just so composed.
Malen is lethal though. That second strike, Ollie's not shooting that.
Second goal was just
Ollie's not taking a touch and shooting it mid dribble, right? Like that's something a natural.
After he scores the first one, like the second one, because he takes the touch on the second one, and it's not a perfect touch, but it just sits up, and he just went, okay, I'll just half volley it with the outside. It's just like problem solving on the go. It's like, okay, my touch wasn't perfect, but I've got this in my locker. Boom. And you're just like, oh, okay, that's different.
I think Henri broke it down with someone. I don't know if it was Ollie or someone else. I remember there was this breakdown I saw recently. And he said, the great strikers take half chances. You got to make the most out of half chances. You're never going to get full chances. And Malen, you get the ball, shoot, right? And that's probably one thing we don't do enough of is just take a shot, take a chance. Like his first goal, that degree of difficulty was not easy, and he's actually like slipped and still managed to score and slotted in perfectly. It didn't, bounce off the post. So I really hope Ollie can.
You see someone like Harry Kane, right, and the way he's going at the moment, and
scoring from anywhere.
Like it's just like the ball just comes to him and he just hits it. It's like it's so quick. Like it's like he doesn't need 2 touches. He needs 1 touch or, just a control hit, control bang. Exactly. It's like sometimes it's going through legs, sometimes it's going, deflected or whatever. But because he's getting the shot away quickly.
He's got the advantage, Scott. That's right. Yeah. Defenders can't react quick enough. And again, he makes it look so effortless. It looks like, it's easy. It's actually not that easy to also get in the position. He's getting in the perfect position that he allows him to shoot it. Where Ollie, it's like either feeder. I don't know if he's not on his toes half the time. He's getting caught. Like that shot he had, that probably could have gone in. If that's a Malen, that's going in.
Yeah.
And I think
Marlon in this form could be different. I think for you guys that play FPL out there, I think he might be a good one to sneak into the team come the after the international break. So he could go on a run.
No, big time. Big time agree.
Scott, I think you just went against Duncan's comment. He's like your cough's better, and then
it's nearly better. And then here it comes.
Not. Scott's dying.
I think you jinxed him, mate.
It's too much Pepsi Max. It's not good for the lungs.
No, the Pepsi Max burns everything. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Is that right?
Burning your kidneys, mate. It's about it.
So what else? Where else we
rotations maybe, Scott. I think someone commented that, and again, I'm not calling plays the team, but we still got Yuri to come back, and again, that's great. Wendy, we still got to find a spot in. Who else am I missing? I mean, to be honest, like Lindelof can definitely come in and start. Maatsen will come in. We really have capable players to rotate the squad. Or Bizzo, right? Like the most obvious one. Like we actually have a pretty deep squad. The
only ones that don't get rotated are Matty Cash. Like Garcia never gets a game. He doesn't even come off the bench. Right?
I agree. It's ridiculous.
And and Rogers. Rogers never gets rested ever.
I think he's Emery's golden boy, low-key.
Sorry?
I think he's Emery's golden boy.
Yeah. I think I've heard that in a few interviews with the players.
Yeah.
They say who's like the teacher's pet, and they're all like Morgan Rogers. Yeah,
Emery loves him. Emery absolutely
and Pau Torres. Pau Torres was the other one they mentioned.
No, but you got to think though is like Emery wasn't playing Pau Torres at the start of the year.
I know, but they said like he can get it like you give I heard someone say that if we give the ball away, he goes, fucking, he gets it, and then Pau Torres gives it away. Yeah. It's okay, Pau, keep going. That sort of thing. So yeah, it's quite funny. But
I do also wonder if it's the whole adjusting to the UK. I think they said Torres was struggling to adjust.
Well, the last three or four games, he's been amazing.
He's really come good, and he's a big tough nut this year. I give him credit for that. He's hardened up.
We're better with him than without him. And you said it in the last pod, Noah, and I think it was bang on that when we don't have Tielemans, Pau Torres is the starter of the attacks. He's the guy that plays that ball into Rogers or into Watkins, and we get on the half turn. He's the one that can play the sort of the courageous pass, and cut the press open. Yeah. So we definitely miss him when he's not there.
Oh, big time. And the proof's in the pudding, as you kind of mentioned. And yeah, it's one of those things. Torres has motion about 100%. He does because he's playing.
I have a bit. Well, I know it's a bit early, but I mean December's creeping up. Do you reckon if by December, Jan, summer transfer, mid-season transfer window, do you think if Ollie's terrible that we maybe start looking to shop around for another forward? If we're sitting like mid to high pack, we're still getting results, but we're just lacking what we need up front.
I think maybe like come the end of the year there might have to be a conversation, but look, I think it all depends where we finish the end of the season. I think if we can get into the Champions League, then I could see us doing something, but
that's what I'm saying. If we're kind of knocking on the door, we're sitting top 7,
but I mean, everyone knows my thoughts on the situation. We should have kept Duran and we should have sold Watkins back then. I'm just saying it. That would have been the smart play, but it's okay.
Duran's not even rocking up to training now, Scott. I don't think he would have stayed at Villa.
He's not rocking up to training, isn't he? Playing for no? I don't know.
He didn't rock up to the first training session at Fenerbahce or whatever.
Crazy. He's a dickhead.
Diaby was another one. I think Diaby was a massive loss. Oh, well, Duncan's with me. Thanks, Duncan.
Duncan will get you back.
Jonathan David.
All right, so how did the FPL go this week?
Oh, dude, I haven't even looked. I had a shocking week again. I'm slipping.
I actually forgot that I'm still doing FPL.
Yeah, you're still doing it, mate. You're still doing it. I guess
still
Scott's asking because he's probably top. So
No,
Yeah,
I didn't.
that's
No, I'm thinking.
Is that line? Is that line where it licks its own ass?
I'm mid-table mediocrity. Scott's third. Justin Cooper, he's fourth. Tommy Lazaridis is 10th. Owen's 11th. I'm 12th. The boys are together. Scott's muted his mic. He's coughing again. Shock and horror. Water's wet. Muhammad Adam is 16th. Michelle's 20th. Michelle, Kieran, and Gary relegation battle at the moment, and Michelle's a lot in relegation. That's in trouble street.
Wow,
Absolute struggle street.
All right. Well, should we get up to predictions?
I think so.
All right. So Spurs away, and that is on the 19th of October. So that's I don't know, 10 days time or something like that.
Days, yeah.
No,
away from home, innit? Away from home.
It is.
We're going to win 2-1.
Okay, I'm going to say 3-1 Villa.
Ooh, goals. It's weird. We actually score goals now.
Yeah, we do. Put Marlon with a couple, Rogers will kick. It'll do well for England and come. And
that's what you said last international break.
I did say that, and
I swear there's a message in the Coop de Villa chat. Rogers play well for England. He's going to be back. Don't worry.
He did though. He was amazing in that game. But yeah, he can. I don't know. Hopefully, he can fire himself up. What about you, Tommy? What do you think for Spurs away?
I think 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah,
that's probably not a bad shout.
A few 1-1s in there. Kangar 2-2. Bonnie Cooper 1-0. Duncan 2-1.
I think Thomas Frank plays a low-scoring and boring brand of football, and like I said, unless Ollie and Rogers are firing, I think we're going to struggle to put a few past the teams.
I think Emery has a pretty good record against Thomas Frank, though. I tend to think that we used to do pretty well against Brentford, but
normally we did. Yeah, I agree. I remember.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, until the next one, please like and subscribe. Please hit the notification bell, and it will let you know next time we go live. So until then, it's up the Villa from us, and we'll see you after the international break. So,
up the Villa.
See you later. Up the Villa.
Ciao.